So hi everyone, my name is Liam Khouri. I'm presenting on behalf of my master's and PhD student. I'll be talking about automated on-site hazard identification using digital and thermal imagery. The outline for this presentation is I'm going to go over a quick background, identify the research gap, from there identify the objectives, methodology, show the results, and conclude. So the construction industry has one of the highest rates of worker fatalities, often resulting from incidents like falls, fires, and being struck by objects, among many others. Hard hats are critical in reducing head injuries and fatalities, providing essential protection for workers. But hard hats on their own are not enough. Ensuring that hard hats are consistently worn and used correctly is difficult with manual checks, which is very tedious, time-consuming. So accordingly, we should resort to more like efficient, automated tools. Many tools have been used out there, out of which digital imagery and computer vision efforts have been channeled towards these tools to monitor site conditions and safety on job sites. Research efforts have targeted as well the use of PPE and monitoring PPE through digital imagery in particular. Among other like technological advancement in the field of safety, construction safety, UAVs or drones have been used as well to monitor the whole job site and make sure that everything is done according to the safety regulations. However, what's one major gap based on all these research efforts, which I listed here some of them, but there are so many out there, especially the ones mentioned in my paper. No prior work has analyzed thermal imagery or coupled it with digital imagery to identify, in particular, construction hazardous areas. So the main objective here, the overarching objective, is to develop an automated vision-based system for hazardous identification using both digital and thermal imagery. The interim objectives are evaluate computer vision techniques for automated hazardous area detection, so focusing mainly on digital and thermal imaging. That's goal number 2. We tested both, but the goal ultimately is to combine both of them to create a comprehensive hazardous identification system without, in this particular research, without relying on deep learning algorithm. I would like to mention here that in this study, the goals, or the priority was really simplicity, interpretability, and low computational power. So we opted for non-deep learning algorithms, okay? And that's why we combine thermal imagery with digital imagery to be able to reach some good results. Now, what's the methodology adopted? So before we started with our experimentation, we conducted a survey. That's a separate study where the goal was to identify what are the top hazardous critical scenarios on job sites. And 3 main ones were identified, which is the fire, grinding, and welding. Now, some people might say, but these can be monitored. Well, if they're not properly monitored, they can cause a lot of issues, especially, by the way, in my part of the world, the Middle East. These are like critical situations. Now, all these identified hazardous scenarios are well known to produce heat, and that's why we decided to try thermal imaging. Now, unprotected openings was identified as a major hazardous situation, but it can be easily obtained from plans. We can identify that from drawings and then take appropriate precautions. Now, what are the digital imagery tools we tested in this study? This is the Cascade Object Detector based on the HOG features and color-based segmentation. On the other hand, we had a heat camera attached to our drone to detect some heat on job sites. So regarding the first digital imagery tool, we conducted some experiments. In this case, we tried to see whether we have like true positive detection true negative detections, but sometimes we know, especially in computer vision, we can reach false positive detection, and these are the ones we need to avoid. So in the case of the cascade object detector, which by the way relies a lot on the shape detection, any object on site that can be mistakenly identified as one of those hazardous situations can lead to a false detections. So the limitation of that digital imagery tool is that sunlight reflections can be detected as welding due to similarity in shape and shine. Fire and steel grinding have irregular shapes, so sometimes this can prove inefficient because of irregularity. So that's where we decided to go for color-based segmentation. We use a combination of two color spaces. I'm not going to overwhelm you with that now. You know what I'm assuming. We created a certain app, a small app, where we're trying to detect all scenarios. As you can see here, these are all true positive detection of all three hazardous scenarios. But what's one major issue of color segmentation is scenarios like that, where we can detect welding and it's only a light in our home. Why? Because the color properties of that light are very similar to the welding scenario. On the other hand, in the case of fire, a hard hat worn by a worker on job site with certain lighting conditions on the job site can lead to a false detection, and we can identify that as a fire. These are the scenarios we need to avoid. So we decided to, as a first step, to create a certain algorithm, and we called it the intersection algorithm, where we try to measure from one frame to the other the speed of the pixels, okay? There's a certain algorithm behind that. I'm not going to go over the math. Why we did that? Because if it's changing from one frame to the other, we know that's not a light attached to the wall. That's not a hard hat on the ground or on the head of a worker. So it proved efficient because they were movement from one frame to the other. But again, what if there's a hard hat? Oh, and this is the last scenario where this is a true negative detection. So, but what if there is a hard hat worn or either on the table, whatever, but in this case the worker is moving, so that from one frame to the other it's going to show movement of pixels. So here we go again. We're going to identify that as fire because we know that fire moves most of the time. That's where we decided to go for heat, because even if a worker is wearing a hard hat and moving on the job site, if we use thermal imaging, we can detect heat properties which are not inherent to a hard hat on a worker. So in this case here, definitely as for any other technology or tool, you have to collect training data set, negative, positive images, in this case heat values for these scenarios, so that we can detect true positive, true detections. So we used a heat camera, and then we ran experiment on the job site. So in our testing, for using our testing data set, we were able to identify high heat or no high heat. But it was difficult to identify the hazardous scenarios in particular. That's where we go back to our digital imagery tools. So they complement each other, okay? So here we can for sure eliminate the false positive detection from the previous tools, but at the same time, because we know there's heat, so definitely it's not going to be a light in a room or a hard hat on a worker's head. So that's how all of them complement each other without having to go over or acquire a voluminous training data needed for deep learning. Needless to say, the goal is to go and test deep learning and have a comprehensive categorical evaluation of everything. Here's a comparative summary of all three tools used. As you can see, the heat analysis is mostly to reduce false positive detection, which is a major problem in computer vision. So again, the goal of this research was to compare different digital and thermal imaging tools to be able to identify hazardous areas and provide safety on job site. We tried to avoid deep learning as a first step, and that's how we combined thermal imaging, because of simplicity, low computational efficiency, and voluminous training data, which is hard sometimes to acquire. some of our future efforts include detecting a broader range of hazardous scenarios. So that's common to the Middle East areas. The goal is to check other hazardous areas common to other parts of the world and test that as well. Expand training data set and integrate deep learning, and then come up with a categorical evaluation of everything. Experiment further with thermal imaging. There is so much that can be done as well with thermal imaging to be able to categorize the hazardous scenarios furthermore. Among many other, one major step is to incorporate algorithms to analyze construction task schedules. So we know when this activity is going to happen, and accordingly, we can be prepared for that. In fact, we're trying, as of now, to integrate some lean aspects by having some look-ahead planning and schedule. So we envision when a certain risky situation might happen and be prepared for it. Thank you. Any questions?